I got a Mustang back here. Thinks he wants some of the Challenger. You see him in the rear view. I don't think he's keeping up. Poor little Mustang. No one of the Challenger. Hello everyone, Mopar Dad 84 here, and I'm very excited to say that those ABS lights, traction control lights, are not on any longer. So what that means is now I have cruise control again, which I hate not having cruise control because, especially in a sports car, something like this, it can get away from you very quickly and easily, and you might think you're going 55 and you're going 95, or you know, you might think you're going 70 and you're going 100. It doesn't seem like you're going that fast. It's really smooth, especially on the highway, as long as the road's smooth, and it just takes off, and you don't realize how fast you're going. I'm not one that, you know, wants to get a ticket, really. You know, I try to save that for the drag strip. But anyways, this video is all about now I can actually do 0 to 60s again also. So my 0 to 60 timer will work again. Right now there's nothing on there. You can see my last and my best times are not there, and the reason being is because I unhooked the battery to reset everything in the computer. Basically I had to go to the dealership to get the front ABS sensors that were 75 bucks a piece, because getting them from AutoZone, when I finally got one, it was incompatible. When I hooked it up, it put another light on. It had a brake light on that wasn't even on there. It still had the ABS light and everything on, so that was a waste of 20 bucks there. So that sucked, you know. So I put that on and it didn't help, you know, the one from AutoZone. So I just had to fork out the 75 bucks a piece for the ones right from the dealer, and so 150 bucks, and that fixed it. It went right out before I even moved the car. Within like 30 seconds of the car running, it put the lights out. So that was nice. Very excited, very happy about that, because again, now I can actually do my 0 to 60 times again. And the last time that I did one was in the winter time, and I got a 5 flat. I know I'm not going to do as well now, because as you can see, 79 degrees. It's basically in the 80s now every day. So when I did that 0 to 60 run was in the winter time. It was probably 30 degrees at best outside, so my cold air intake was actually sucking in cold air, whereas now my cold air intake is going to be sucking in 80 degrees plus. It's not going to be as good as 0 to 60. I'm not going to be making as much horsepower. For people that don't understand why that would make a difference, if you ever watched drag racing on TV or watched it live, you'll see them sitting over there with ice packs on their intake. There's a reason for that. Cold air makes a lot more power. And so again, 5 flat was the best I ever did. I've showed that in my other videos, that I had that on there, and also the picture that pops up on my page, on my channel. It shows the 5 flat. That's the best I did. I was very happy with that. It was in the winter time. I know, you know, when it got summer, I wasn't going to be running that hot. You know, again, probably, I'm guessing a 5.5 is what I'd be running right now. I'm going to lose a half a second, I'm sure, or more, because of this heat difference. And if you remember previously to that, I had a 5.7 before I changed the throttle body, and before I ran it in the winter. You know, the previous run of 5.7 second was a little warmer. Yeah, it was a little warmer, so the fact of the change of the throttle body plus being a lot colder, yeah, that dropped it from 5.7 seconds to 5 flat. That's the best I had. I've not yet been able to dip below 5 seconds, but I hope I'll be there pretty soon. I think I will be there pretty soon. But it might not be until winter that I can run in them cold temperatures again, that I could get below 5 seconds. But I do have some other mods. As you can see here, I got me some nice coil packs here to put on. That's going to be in the next video. I'm going to be installing those in the very next video, the RIP coil packs. I'm very excited about that. I've had those for about 2 weeks, and the reason I haven't done the video installing those is because I wanted to get a baseline again, 0 to 60, because I know I'm not going to be running a 5 flat no more until winter comes around again. I'm probably going to be running about a 5.5. I'm guessing. We'll see. So I'm going to do some runs off camera, and then I'm going to do one live, and I'll compare the 3 runs or so, however many runs I do, and we'll go by that, and that'll be my baseline. So then after I install these coil packs, I can go do the 0 to 60 again, and I can let you know what the difference was, if it shaved any time off my 0 to 60, and what all it did. If you watch my previous videos, that's what I like to do. I like to get a baseline run. I like to tell what I was tell and show what I had previously, 0 to 60, and then show what the difference was. So that way you know when you buy the part what you can expect. I got a Mustang back here. Thinks he wants some of the Challenger. You see him in the rear view. I don't think he's keeping up. Poor little Mustang. Don't want none of the Challenger. Well, that was a lot of fun. It was a cool dude. I stopped and talked to him. It turned out that was a GT, and he said it was a supercharged 5.0. So, I mean, obviously if we got side by side, it wouldn't have been good for me, but he was really surprised when I told him it was a V6, that this was a V6. The way that I took off from him, and then of course he ended up passing me, and then he could take off from me obviously as well. When I got up beside him and talked to him, he was blown away that this was a V6. He said I did pretty good against a supercharged 5.0 Mustang, so I feel pretty good about that myself. That was awesome. So that was fun. That was a blast. And the 0 to 60s, I did a couple, and this ain't, even though it did pretty good against that Mustang apparently, it's not running nearly as good as it did last year when it was cool, like I figured. Even worse, I figured about a 5.5 seconds, and the best that I'm getting is a 6 flat, and my last one was a 6.1, and that was toying around with the Mustang, because when I was just talking to him, I left, I took off, and you know, he had a nice exhaust. I would have never thought it was supercharged, because just a GT Mustang, a 5.0 Mustang, should be able to pull away from the V6, you know, and he was, but I would have never dreamed it was supercharged. He said, yeah, it's a sleeper. But I guess he thought I did pretty good against him, because he said I did good, really good for a V6. He was blown away that this was just a V6. He probably figured it was a, you know, Hemi or a Scat Pack, because a supercharged 5.0 Mustang would be able to pull away from that car, or should be able to. And you know, we were just toying around. Like I said, I took off away from him, but again, it's not like a straight up, you're lined up, you know, race. So I took off from him, and then, you know, he passes me, and then he was pulling away from me, and then pulled up beside him and talked a little bit, and it was cool. It was fun. I didn't know. I knew it was a Mustang when it was behind me. I didn't know if it was a GT or what it was. I sure wouldn't have thought it was a supercharged GT, but he said it was supercharged, and the V6 did good against him, so that makes me feel pretty good. Even at that, you know, shoot, my 0 to 60s is not what they were last year when it was cold, which I expected. I said that. I said they weren't going to be as good as when it was 30 degrees out, obviously, because it's been in the 80s. Right now it's like 77 degrees. So close to 80, humidity, all that. It's not cool out like cold air intake, when it's sucking in cool air, it makes good power. Cold air intake, when it's hot out, it's not really doing you any good. It's just sucking in hot air. But you get a very noticeable benefit from it in the winter. So with that, 6 flat is going to be my baseline for my next video. Again, I got these for my next video. Rip supercharged. Oh, they're not. The Rip coil packs from Rip Superchargers. Everybody, you know what they are, and they're really nice part. Get good reviews. If you don't know what they are, they're hotter spark. You just bolt them right where your stock coil packs were and gain 12 horsepower. Get on her a little bit. Don't sound too bad, huh? Did pretty good against that supercharged 5.0 Mustang. At least he thought so too. I thought it did pretty good, and then he thought it did pretty good against his Mustang, and I would have never dreamed it was supercharged, but it sure sounded nice, and it had a real nice exhaust, just like my car does. His face, the expression on his face when I told him this is just a little V6, he was pretty blown away. So I did pretty good. So I guess that'll be the end of the video. I know I didn't do a live 0 to 60. I'll probably do it after I do the coil packs, but you've seen it wasn't that impressive. It's a 6 flat. That's what my baseline is right now. Another thing, it's not only just the heat right now. We've also got, I had the computer reset just not that long ago, so I think the computer's still getting used to my mods. Got a car slow down in front of me. But, yeah, the computer's still getting used to my mods, because, like I said, I just took the car in for a recall, which was just a fuel separator canister, something like that. Some kind of, what is it, fumes or something, I don't know. It was a recall. It didn't cost me anything, so I took it in. But anyways, when they did that, they unhooked the battery. And how I know they unhooked the battery is my check engine light come on, because I never set my throttle for my bigger throttle body. If you've seen my previous videos, I have a bigger BBK throttle body on here, and if you don't go through the relearn process for the throttle pedal, which is really simple, you just, like I just did the hand motions, 3 presses of the pedal, and with the car in run, with not it running, but the ignition on, and then shut it off, and it resets for that bigger throttle body. If you don't do that, it's going to put your check engine light on. Not only that, it's not going to give you the full benefit of the throttle body. It's not going to run. I noticed it wasn't running as good, and I just thought, well, you need to give it time to, and everything, and I don't know, I just didn't think about it. Once that light come on, I realized, oh, they unhooked the battery. That's why I have a check engine light on now, and I need to unhook the battery again, reset it, which I did. I unhooked it for like 5 minutes, hooked it back up, did my relearn process for my throttle body, and then I was good. So that's another thing, probably why it's not doing as good as I thought it would. I knew it wasn't going to be as good as what it was doing in the winter, obviously, because I got really good numbers, 0 to 60s, because it was cold out. But anyway, 6 flat is going to be the baseline. We'll see what it runs like after the Rip coil packs, and if it gives the computer time to relearn my mods, I'm going to have to reset it again though for those. So it really should probably wait a week or something, to make sure your computer has time to relearn everything. But I didn't do that. I just unhooked the battery yesterday again to reset the throttle, so. But that's where we are. That's going to be it for this video. Had a lot of fun driving the car and meeting that guy, Mustang guy. Was having fun pulling away from him until he passed me. But I think that's expected with a car that's already making over 400 horsepower, and then he supercharges it on top of that. He should be able to pass me. So, but still, I was able to, when we were lined up behind, me in front of him, I was able to pull away from him when he was getting on it, but I get the jump, you know? So it ain't like a straight up drag race where you're side by side, but still a lot of fun. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Again, the next video is going to be installing those coil packs. And then after that, we're going to do a video on how it runs afterwards, my impressions, and all that. So take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Mopar Dad 84 out.